Hello folks, and thanks for joining me in the workshop. My name's Jimmy the Mower, and today we're going to be looking at this brand new Dremel 8220 Platinum Edition multi-tool. So, I've been wanting to get my hands on one of these for ages. I've had an older sort of Aldi one or own brand one with a plug and stuff, and you know, it was good, but I always wanted something a little bit better. Now this one's come out, it's top of the range, it's cordless, lithium ion battery, we've got a case with it and a load of tools, so I'm going to open it up and see exactly what we've got. Look at that, hey? Absolutely stunning. What a great addition to any workshop already. You've got to love a complete toolbox, haven't you? Love it. Right, so I'm going to open the drawer first if I can, or can't I? Is that locked somewhere? I don't know. We'll open the lid and see what's in there. Right. Dear Dremel maker, thank you for purchasing your new Dremel rotary toolkit. We hope you enjoy your new tool. Loads more on there, I won't read it all. Oh, accessory information, so this is certainly one to keep. We've got everything on there. Display, all the accessories are on there displayed, and it tells you exactly what they're for as well. Sanding, drilling, engraving, whatever. God, there's tons of stuff you can do with this. I'll just have a look first. We've got cleaning and polishing. We've got grinding and sharpening. We've got graving, engraving and routing, sanding, cutting and drilling as well. So there's a lot of stuff we can do in there, and I'm sure it's going to be a great tool for in our workshop. Now, look at this for a manual. Big, thick instruction manual. That's always good. That'll be a good read on a winter's day. Now, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of it, and we'll see what we've actually got. So, first of all, there it is. That's the tool. That's it. We've got a hanger there, I think. I don't know, I can't even do, oh I can. We've got a hanger there, I think you can put that up on the back somewhere so we don't lose it. Although saying that, we'll keep it in this case, and I'll have to do an inventory every time I've had it out, because if I don't, within a few months, God, well I'll have lost half of this stuff. So right, there's the tool then, we'll put that over there. There's a few stickers on, I presume they just tell you what's what. We've got this here, I have no idea what that is. That's the battery. Oh, we've got two batteries then. That's a bonus because there's already one in. So two batteries, that's always a good start. And the battery and charger, that's that there. And then, oh yeah, look at that, opens easily. So I'm presuming that when we put this down, right, there's a little lever on the back there, this bit. So when we pop that down, it's locked the drawer, so you can't get the tools out. So without reaching in and getting this first, you can't get the tools out. Now, let's see what's in here. Supposedly, according to this, we've got about 120 pieces accessory kit. Again, we've got some sort of stand or whatever, I'm not sure what that is. Another sort of stand there, whatever these are. God, this is exciting, isn't it? There's so much stuff in here, I haven't got a clue. We've got some other sort of stand. My goodness. I didn't think it was as comprehensive as this. I knew it was their top of the range kit, and I knew there was a lot of accessories, but blimey, there's a lot of stuff in there. Looks like some kind of gauge or rule on there. That might be for the routing, hadn't it, I think. I don't know. But we'll put that back in, and I'll put this bit in, back in there. And then what have we got here? We've got a nice little case. Nice little case. Now they're the cutting discs, I think, and a little attachment to put the cutting discs on, and they're cable tied shut as well, so I'll leave those for a second. Then we've got another nice little case here, and then that's where all the other bits are. Now that is a bit disappointing really, because I presumed, looking at this and looking at the box, that they might be laid out a little bit better in there instead of just all chucked in a box and then put in a drawer. I thought we might have had a little bit of something, you know, where we can place these around, and you can see them all from looking at the top. But hey ho, it is what it is. They're in there, aren't they? And that's it. I can open it up, and I'm sure we've got, they're like soft foam. They must be like polishing wheels. We've got the gritty ones there. They're for doing a bit of sanding or grinding maybe. But yeah, I'm not, you look at that, there's just all these pieces, including a little spanner, just all, and a drill bit, just all piled in there. So it's not really as good as I thought it would be, this case, I don't think. But you never know, maybe we'll get this foam out one of the days and put some little tubs in there with all the things in individually. I'm not sure exactly what we'll use it for when we're repairing bits and pieces, but I'm sure it'll come in handy. At the moment, when we take apart rollers, I run a lot of Ransom's motors, and we take the rollers apart, and when we take the scraper wires out the end, or we take the adjusters out the end, there's some brass adjusters, and they need cleaning up. And at the moment, we dip them in paraffin, and we wash them round with a brush, and then I get some fine sort of paper and put that in and make something, I don't know, bit of dowling or something, and put that in and turn it round. I'm hoping that this, we'll get one of these in there, and this will sort of just slot in and just spin round and take a bit of the rough edge off there and just smooth it round again before we put it all back together. But we never know. Right, I'm going to go away, I'm going to pop this on charge, I'm going to have a quick flick through the instruction book, and I'll be able to come back and I'll be able to tell you sort of a little bit about each thing. Well then, I've had a good look through the instruction book, and blimey, from being a bit disappointed looking at the case when I first started, I'm now really excited. And I've come to the conclusion that there's no way in this video I can show you all the things that this does. So what I'm going to do is just quickly talk through each little piece, and we'll put them all back in the box. And then as we go through my mowing season, or mowing year as it goes on, and we use this tool, I'll sort of get it, the camera back out, and we'll have another go, and I'll show you how we use each and every product as we go through. That's if we use them all. I mean, in there's some tile cutter. I don't do much tiling down in the workshop, not when you're fixing mowers anyway, but you never know, do you? You never know what's going to come along. So we'll start at the beginning then. We've got the machine there, right? That's no problem, we got that out. We've got a nice charger. He's got a fixed lead on there, so you're never going to lose the plug. That's always a bonus. And we've got a spare battery, fits in there as well. So they just pop back in the case, easy, no bother at all. They just fit in the top, and you know that they're always going to be there. There's a good long lead on there, there's loads wrapped up, so that's good. Now we can get round to the tool itself. This is how it comes. We've got a battery already connected. In fact, I never even took the battery out. Oh, you just squeeze the sides and pull the battery out. So there it goes, fits in. We've got a battery indicator on the front. I think we have to actually turn it on to have a look at that. So I can't see any other way of doing it. We turn it on like so, and we can hear that whirring away probably. So we lift that up and down, and that's the revs on there. So we're sitting there, that's I presume about 5,000 RPM. I don't know what measurements they use. I didn't read the detailed instructions. I just wanted to get out and have a play with it really. So you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. That's flat out on there. And it's just little green lights, and that would just tell us that the battery's on 2. So we'll turn that off. Now, the head that came on it is a little head there. And with this one, we've got a little button on, and you press that and there's a little light lights up. We've got a torch on there, so you're holding it and you can see what you're doing. Now, first off, it seems a little bit big for a bit of detailing and stuff. I don't know, it's all right for us with mowers. You're putting something in and grinding it out or smoothing it round, sanding it off, it'd be great. But for detailing, I'm not 100% sure, but there are loads of other different things you can get for it, stands and all sorts. So I'm sure it'd be very valuable. It's a high-powered motor in there really, and the motor's the thing that you're buying, and all these accessories sort of run from that motor. It's like buying a tractor. You go and buy a tractor, the tractor doesn't do anything. You've just got a great big machine and an engine, and it's all the attachments that you buy afterwards that make the tractor worthwhile. So this is your tractor, and it's a good one. You know, you've got a powerful motor in there, so that's good. I'll turn that light off, save the little battery. So that's the machine talked about. We looked at the hook, didn't we, first of all, that we got on there. It's a bit stiff. It's all brand new, so it's a bit stiff, but we've got a little hook on there. We can hang that up, and that's that done. Now, these heads screw on and off, and I was a bit wary of how you do it and how tight it is, but no, they just turn around no problem. So that's the little torch head, and that can come off and we can sit over there. Oh, we can sit over there with that. I've taken the collar off, I'll touch on that in a minute. Now, the next one we've got up is the sharpening head, or sharpening platform as it's called. Now, I was excited about this because when I looked through the book, they were sharpening a mower blade with it, and that's exactly what we will be doing with it as the season progresses. So this then fits into here, you spin this round, and we put one of these little grinding wheels in on the end, little stone grinder, and we pop that in on the end there, and you change this round, you can set your depth in and out. I'll go into more detail when I'm actually using it. Set your depth in and out, and you can set your angle, and we can just grind the blade up. Now we can pop it in the vise on the back there, or we can just leave it on the machine itself. If the machine is in good order and clean, and we can lift it up and do it on there. If it's not, need to clean the blade off, get it off and sharpen it up in the vise, and then balance it up. So that's that one done. That's a great addition there. I'm happy with that. So we'll put that over there because we talked about that. Put that one over there. Next was this one. Now, I wasn't exactly sure what that was, but when you read the instruction book, it's a stabilizer or a hand grip or detail grip. And again, you put that on, and look, it changes the dynamic completely. You've got that there. You can use it sort of like a pen and hold that. You can rest that on the counter, do whatever you're doing with it, and you can use that on there. And it's a lot better to hold. Obviously, if you're boring something out or doing whatever, you're cleaning it round, you keep flexibility with it. If you're engraving or something, you want to keep it steady, that's going to be a great feature and a great tool to use. So we'll put that one over there. That comes with its own little collar. They've all got a little collar that locks on this thread here to lock them on. Now, next is the one that I don't think I'll use, but you never know, do you? This is a tile cutting thread, or what does it say on the thing? It's a multi-purpose cutting kit or a Dremel tile cutting kit, depending on the heads that we've got. Now we've got several drill bits here, and they go on there. So, and they will all go into this end. I'll show you how that works in a minute. So everything goes into there. So then we've got this, and we're standing that up, and we can cut round whatever shape we want. Now, I have done some tiling. I'm not very good at it, but I have done some tiling. And the hardest bit about tiling is when you come to somewhere you've got some pipes or whatever to go round, and it's quite tricky, and you're trying to snip it off with some tile snips. I can well imagine that this sat on top, draw around it, put that on there, man, that'll be really useful, really useful. So save you a lot of time and tiles, I should think. So that's over there. Now this one, right, again, what will you ever use it for? But then you look at it and you think, well, it's called a line and circle cutter. So we put this head in through there, like normal, and it looks like something like you'd use for routing or whatever you do, and it's got the scale on there. So when we're putting it down, you could pin that in and pivot it round, and we're working at a sort of a good radius all the time, keeping it exactly the same, or we can slide it along and do straight lines depending on what we need to do. So that's a cutting attachment. So that's, again, I don't think I'll ever use that, but you never know, do you? I can see it's got some great uses if you do use that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not sure what this one is. This came with it. I'm looking in here and it says mini saw attachment. It's not a mini saw attachment. I'm presuming it's just a guard. That's what it's for. So this guard will just screw on that way round. That's it. So if we're doing any grinding or any cutting, we've got a guard on there. You always have your glasses on anyway, especially messing around with these things. Such high speed, always put some safety glasses on, but we've got a guard there just to first line of defence. So that's the guard. So that's great. So that's that out the way. Now, we've got back to the basic tool again. So to put something in, I know I keep going about grinding, but it's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to using it for, is grinding out small holes, or cleaning out small holes really. We're not grinding them out, we're just cleaning them out, cleaning all the burrs off and stuff. So we've got these little wheels here. Now, these will pull off, you can pull that off. There's a screw in the middle, and that sort of releases the tension on the rubber around. I'll go into more detail when I'm actually using it. but it releases the tension. That little screw there pushes the rubber down and it holds this firmly in place. So if you release all the tension off, I did take a bit of tension off, you can pull that across a bit like that and you'll see it moves, or you can put it back in like that. Oh, and it'll fit on perfectly. So you could take that off, you can put this one on, this one on. There's different grits on there, so different sort of roughness, smoothness, however you work it. Then this is a little chuck on top, and we can move this chuck in and out. So wind it out just like you would with a normal drill. Right, we can pop that wheel in there, we can then turn it round and lock it up, and then you get to a point where you turn it and the whole thing turns. So they've put a little lock button on here, so you press that lock button and you can tighten it up again by hand. And if your fingers aren't very strong or it's a little bit small for you to grip, you can use the spanner and you can turn it round and nip it up, and that's really tight. So turn that round, we've got the head moving on there, turn it up, that's gonna work really well. That's gonna work really well. So I'll just undo that and get that out. There we go, put that back down. So a little spanner there, so that's you need to keep hold of that one. I know we've only got this little tub to put everything back in, but you need to keep this somewhere sort of prominent really. There's the end on there for messing with the screws and the spanner on there which fits the chuck. So looking at the grinding bits, we've got all of these here, a lot of different ones. And then if you go from grinding to sanding, we've got all these little discs here, different size sanding papers. Put those down. I'm not 100% sure how we get those on yet, but I'm sure when I come to use it, we'll find out. And there's a collar there for something as well. I'm not 100% sure what the collar's for, but it would be for locking something on somewhere along the line. Now then, we've got to move on to the polishing. We've done the grinding and the sanding. We've got some polishing. So we've got some sort of rough polishing wheels there. Now these fit onto this quick deploy system. Instead of using the chuck, we've got a quick deploy system in there and they fit in there. So a couple of polishing wheels, quite rough. We've got a couple of felt pads there, again for polishing, and they're different sizes, different thicknesses, so they'll be great. We've got in here some different grinding tools. So if we're grinding up a blade, we've got some different stones to look at there and different shapes. Not 100% sure what they are. There's a lot in that book to go through. And we've got a little brush. Now that brush will come in quite handy because I know I work on mowers and big mowers and stuff, but sometimes the stuff you can't get in to clean very well, and I think that's where that'll come in handy. It'll be a good bit of kit. And you also get a tiny little piece in here of polishing compound. Now, there's not a lot, is there? There's not a lot, but you're working on a small scale, aren't you? We're not working on big machines, we're working on detailed stuff, so that's what that'll be for. And then we've got another grinding disc there as well to go in with those. And then in here, they're like little Barbie size pots, aren't they? They're funny things. Heavy duty cut-off wheel, 20 pieces. So we've got 20 cut-off wheels in there. And my goodness, they're thin. They're thin. Look at that, wafer thin. But they'll be razor sharp. You can feel from the grit on there, they're sharp. And obviously you're going to put those in, you're going to put them through, and they'll be used for cutting off little bits of metal, little burrs, take off the end of things. So they'll be great. We've got some other bits over here. That's a different collar. And we've got some different poles there. They'll be for like your pads and your wheels and things. And some very interesting little bits. I think these are like tiny little router bits. Oh, they're amazing. That's what they are. They are super tiny. But you know, look at that one. You need your specs on for these, but there's a whole host of other stuff you can get with it. You can get drill stands and all sorts of things, so it's going to be a great addition to the workshop. And I'm hoping through the winter, when we're doing some work and some more detailed work, I can use this not only sort of for work, but also for making little bits and pieces and, you know, a bit of pleasure as well. I'm just going to try and get out of this box. This is where the cutting discs are, and these are the speed cutting discs, or speed clip system. So you've got a speed clip system, you can buy so many more bits for these. So speed clip system, and I'll presume that we put that in there as normal. Yeah, that'll fit. And then we'll just try and get something on, shall we? I don't know how it works. I should read the instructions really, shouldn't I? Well, or read them properly. Ah, right, that's how it works. You pull the top back. So there you go, pull the shroud back and you can see the little clip there. So you pull the shroud back, you can put that on like so, and then it holds it in place. Ah, easy, easy. That's what we want. You know, I think these are great moving in and out with the grinding wheels and discs and all that sort of stuff. It's brilliant. But if you can use this speed click system, that's going to save you some time, isn't it? Especially if you're using it, you know, a lot really. So there you go, just a little polishing wheel on the top there. It's not rough, just turn around, but then you can lift the speed up. It's gonna do a lot. Gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to using this, I really am. So that's a lot then, neatly packed away back in its case. I'll put everything back in here. I think what I'll do is take some foam out of this bottom, and I might buy some new foam and try and cut some holes using the Dremel itself to put sort of individual stuff in its own place. Failing that, I've got loads of little boxes and stuff that I can put in and put a label on and just take the foam out and use the bottom tray for that. I think it'd be better than trying to open that box and sort through something and, you know, how'd you get it all out and put it all back in without losing something. If this wasn't in a case, it'd be dispersed around the workshop within a few weeks anyway. So at least that's back in there. We know it's all there to begin with. I'm going to put the manual back in there as well, and I'm certainly keeping this chart, this Dremel chart. It tells me all the accessories that are available for it. One of the things on there is the drill stand. I think that's a definite purchase for us. That'd be a great tiny little drill on the back here, you know, fantastic, drilling through little pieces of metal and stuff. Sometimes we have to make our own washers. They don't have washers that fit, or we need to cut the ends off washers, make them sort of square on a couple of sides. Man, this will be the tool for that. So I'll fold this back up if I can remember how it went, and then I can get that in there as well. So that'll be great. So there you go. That's all packed up back in its case, nice and neat. And when you pick it up, oh, hold on. He says, and when you pick it up, it doesn't all fall out, which it was all going to fall out. Right, I'll push the drawer back in properly. I'm glad I checked that first. That's down, that's down. That's it. And the drawer's locked in. There you go. It won't tip out, it won't tip out. Goodness me, I'm glad I didn't do it the first time you went all over the bench. But anyway, that's it. That's a quick video about that and what it's all about. Please come back, have another look at the other videos, and I'm using it. If you're not particularly interested in this, we've got loads of other videos for you to look at as well. Visit my website, jimmythemower.com. Give me the thumbs up and subscribe if you can. Anything nice to say, or you just want to say hi, pop it in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get back to you. I'm Jimmy the Mower. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.